This is the Fifth Estate Winning Headlines, your media police post. In this segment, we summarize some of the headlines that you may have missed this morning, but we also take a look at the political pieces that we call cartoons in this country. Today is the 29th of March 2022, and I am 2J.
Hi, I'm JM.
And I am Miss K. Again, in case you missed today's headlines, here they are. Daily Nation, return of the 400s. The Standard, Nyanza toasts to KCPE star as it produces Top Girl. The Star, KCPE 2021, private schools bounce back. And finally, People Daily, faces of success. It's all about KCPE.
I do wonder how many A's and B's we had, but I will say this as we always say every year.
Yes.
The C's help the A's and the B's get jobs from the D's. So you D students, don't worry.
Right.
You guys are the ones who will make the jobs for this economy. And then the C's as well, don't worry. You guys are the ones who will employ the A's and the B's.
Power brokers, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love it. TJ, what do you have for us?
All right, so I think we all know, on Thursday, 31st March 2022, BBI will be pronounced dead by the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And the cause of death will be premeditated murder.
My goodness. And
I want to accuse William RUTO for this untimely death of BBI. But today, we are not interested in how he killed BBI. Maybe Justice Chitembwe knows. Instead, we are interested in why he killed BBI. If we are wrong, and we might be right, what does William RUTO stand to gain from the death of BBI? Now, Mr. RUTO has told Kenyans that BBI is not a priority. He also said that BBI is a waste of time and a threat to democracy. But that's not the whole story. What William RUTO won't tell the public is what country has lost because he got in the way of change. Without BBI, RUTO's eyes are on the Ferrari presidency. This Ferrari presidency only has 2 seats, one for the president and the other for a deputy. But in 60 years, only 2 communities have had a turn spinning around this vehicle while the rest of the country salivates waiting for their turn.
Yeah.
And there is a problem here. RUTO has refused to get out of this Ferrari, and that is why he killed BBI. Without BBI, William RUTO can sit alone on the throne in 2022. Now, the thing is, BBI proposed an antidote to this Ferrari presidency in the form of a matatu, a vehicle with enough seats for Mudavadi, Kalonzo, Joho, and more. William RUTO, we ask, what is so wrong with this? Without BBI, Balambala constituency in Garissa receives 100 million in CDF allocation. With its population of just 32,000 people, that means that each constituent receives 3,100 shillings every single year. But compare this with Thika Town in Kiambu.
Yeah.
Just like every other constituency, it also receives a standard 100 million in CDF allocation. But Thika Town has a population of over 285,000 people. This is 9 times more than Balambala. But every constituent receives only 351 shillings. That's nearly 10 times less money. What is our point here? Without BBI, spaces like Thika Town with large populations will remain underrepresented and underfunded. But BBI proposed changes to ensure better representation and more money to counties. Again, we ask, William RUTO, what is so wrong with this? If Uhuru Kenyatta has told us that BBI is but a dream deferred, then its time will come, and we believe that. Until then, the cunning of the devil is exercised in trying to tear us away from the truth. And I'm reminded of the 2016 Oxford Word of the Year, which was post-truth. In an era of Donald Trump and Brexit, it captured the feeling in the West that truth did not matter anymore in shaping the public's opinion, and instead emotions and personal beliefs won the day. Put simply, lies mattered more than facts. So my question, are we witnessing a moment where Kenyans are ready to ignore facts and willingly accept lies?
Maybe, and I want to answer that. So today I would like to discuss the double personality of UDA. And in our view, William Ruto and his UDA brigade are using the good cop, bad cop strategy to manage, confuse and manipulate the Gamma nation and the country at large. The good cop, bad cop strategy is named after a police interrogation technique in which two officers, one aggressive and demanding, the other sympathetic and reasonable, take turns questioning a subject. This tactic has been borrowed from the police and then used in negotiation and bargaining. Specifically, the good cop, bad cop strategy is used to increase the success of a team at the bargaining table. So Ruto has decided to play good cop with us and the president, but he has unleashed his UDA brigade to play bad cop.
Yes.
Let me illustrate how. So during a rally in Uasin Gishu County, Meru Senator Mithika Linturi asked the residents of Eldoret to remove madoadoa, knowing that the term was emotive and would revive the bad emotions of 2008.
Na kile nawaomba ni kwamba madoadoa yale mulio nayo hapa muweze kuondoa. Muweze kufanya nini?
But Ruto did not comment at the event. A few days later, UDA apologized for the Linturi remarks.
Senator Linturi made a statement which he regrets, a statement that had inappropriate language, and Senator Linturi has apologized. He has withdrawn the statement.
Last week, Cosmo Choi made very distasteful remarks against Mama Ngina, and those remarks went viral. Then a few days later, a remorseful Cosmo apologized, saying it was a mistake.
I'm here to make remarks. I'm here strongly to apologize to the family of Kenyatta family, the entire family. I'm here to apologize to our Mama Ngina. I'm here to apologize to our president, our outgoing president, Uhuru Kenyatta.
This UDA pattern of making negative statements, then apologizing for them, exposes Kenyans to a psychological vulnerability called the emotional seesaw effect. The emotional swing from the negative emotions of the UDA abuses to the positive emotions of the Ruto apologies have the objective of numbing our minds. And I think, Tuje, this is your answer. The emotional swings produce a state of mindlessness. In simple terms, you have been taken through an emotional roller coaster. You no longer think about what is going on around you. Your processing of information is slower and you are more likely to comply when a request is made. According to a German-Italian study published in Frontiers of Psychology, the sequential experience of positive and negative emotions makes people more susceptible to persuasive attempts than the experience of either type of emotion alone. The question then is, how do you stop the emotional seesaw effects? According to another earlier psychological study, the seesaw effect is eliminated when, before being asked for their compliance, participants in the study were prompted to snap out of the seesaw-induced mindlessness, for example, by doing basic mathematics. So it appears you have until August 9th to snap out of this emotional seesaw.
Kenyans need some basic math.
Basic math.
Hopefully. Now, if electability is about three things, that is image, money, and message, and if Baba the Fifth has money and message, what he needs to do is spruce up his image just a little bit. He needs to get just a little bit funky for the voters, and especially the women voters. And how might he do this? Simple: grow a beard.
Oh gosh.
Let me explain by way of a story. As a young politician, Abraham Lincoln was always clean shaven. Apparently, it showed respect for the job. But for Lincoln, unfortunately, that meant his features were fully exposed. And Lincoln had quite an odd appearance. He had a large head, a large nose, extra large ears, exceedingly high and prominent cheekbones, and a thin, elongated neck. Put differently, Lincoln had the face only a mother could love. As a result, he struggled with image all throughout his political career. People were simply repelled by his appearance. And on account of horrid looks, he suffered a string of electoral defeats. In 1832, he lost the race for Senate. In 1838, he was defeated for Speaker. In 1843 and 48, he was twice defeated for Congress. In 1853, he was defeated for Senate again.
Wow.
In 56, he was defeated in the nomination for Vice President.
Oh my goodness.
He was defeated yet again for the Senate in 1858. And then, kaboom! After 7 failed attempts for elected office, in 1860, he was nominated as the Republican candidate for president. Soon thereafter, he received a letter from an 11-year-old girl called Grace Bedell. And the letter read as follows, and here I'm paraphrasing just a little bit. Easy to read version. Bwana Lincoln, sir, I want you to be our next president, she said. But because your face is so thin, let your beard grow. You will look way more handsome. And because all the ladies like beards, they will tease their husbands to vote for you. And then, that way, you will become president.
Simple.
You know, from that day, Lincoln grew a beard and never looked back. Sure enough, later that year, he became president. And in every presidential portrait you will ever see of Lincoln, he's got that beard. Closer to home, Jerry Rawlings of Ghana always had a beard. It looked gangster. Justin Trudeau grew a beard during COVID and the ladies have never stopped talking about him.
True.
Jomo Kenyatta found it befitting from, say, his age to sport a beard. We need to go back to the barber man that spotted a beard. And not because Baba is not good looking, no, simply to charm the ladies. But more seriously, what's the point with this story? Lincoln grew his beard on the advice of a young girl and became president. And like Lincoln, Raila Odinga has also suffered a string of losses in his quest for the presidency, 4 times to be specific. At this point, I'm sure he feels like there is nothing new anyone can tell him about running a presidential campaign. But like Lincoln, he would do well to occasionally listen to the advice of ordinary people, even an 11-year-old girl. As Lao Tzu said, the wise man knows he doesn't know. The fool doesn't know he doesn't know.
I love
That
that.
is such a good point.
Such a
Sometimes
good
simple advice
story.
can take you so far.
Yes.
I know,
Little
it really
absolutely.
can. I found that quote very interesting because I'd read a quote earlier. It's a story interesting because I'd read a quote earlier from Lincoln and it had no context. Now I have it, where he was accused of being two-faced and he said, if I was two-faced, would I wear this one? Now I get it.
That's it.
So we have a 3-part criteria that we use to judge the headlines for you. Is it topical or speculative, repetitive or groundbreaking, and thoughtful, or just plain lazy? Kind of recap. Daily Nation, Return of the 400s. The Standard, Nyanza toasts to KCPE stars as it produces Top Girl. Star, KCPE 2021, private schools bounce back. And People Daily, Faces of Success. What do you guys think?
First of all, did we say congratulations to all of our primary school students?
Oh, no, we didn't.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I do quite like the Return of the 400s from the Daily Nation.
I do
Yeah.
too.
But I think in, the interest of being, fair, I think, in applauding all of the students, we give a winning
All of
headline
them.
to everyone.
Absolutely.
We give a winning headline to all the papers. Onto the political pieces we call cartoons in this country. Just like the headlines, we have a 3-part criteria we use to judge the cartoons for you. Are they humorous or dry, satirical or pessimistic, and effective or just plain lazy? Let's begin with the Star.
In the Star, back to education. We have a cartoon with a caricature of a bullish George Magoha, CS for Education, and he's holding a KCPE ring of fire. Next to him, we have a young child standing on the primary school podium, and she's being pushed to jump through the ring of fire in order to reach the secondary school podium. And he's holding a whip there that says 100% transition. And his quote is, "Demonstrate your competency, jump." Oh my goodness. This cartoon is in such bad taste.
It really is.
But I think it also captures some of the pressure that students go through from, KCPE in the transition to KCSE or the secondary school. I was actually reading something the other day about Einstein when he was younger. And the book said that Einstein developed most of his famous and most life-changing theories when he was idle and not in school.
Wow.
So maybe that's a suggestion to some of the parents out there. Take it easy. Don't, stress your kids too much.
Just
School
calm
isn't
down.
life. It's not the end all and be all.
And sometimes it hinders creativity.
That
Right,
is
it
true.
does.
In fact, I think there is a TED Talk to that effect.
Yeah.
On to the Daily Nation.
Yeah, so here we have a caricature of William RUTO under the president's chair, and he's trying to topple the president off of his chair. Uhuru Kenyatta is holding steadily onto it. And the context here is that President Kenyatta told the Kikuyu Council of Elders at State House that the reason he fell out with his deputy is because he was aware of the fact that RUTO was scheming to impeach him in 2018, as soon as he was sworn in. So impeachment or support.
But I quite like how Ndula has made that caricature of the deputy president as this small, annoying object, right?
Nagging.
Yes,
Exactly, nagging him from underneath. Just he's bothersome.
Yes, and I do like that implication that what kind of support is this if I'm trying to push you off your chair?
Yeah.
So what do we think? What cartoon do we give the winning one?
I would suggest that we toss the star.
Yeah,
Particularly
I think
inspiring.
we can give it to the Daily Nation.
Yeah.
I do agree.
True. It does make you question: is this impeachment or support? Yeah.
Absolutely.
What kind of support is this?
What
I
kind of support is
agree.
that? Yeah.
Winning cartoon from the Daily Nation. As a recap, we gave a winning headline to all the headlines in light of the fact that our students have done so well this year and the 400s are back. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on your TV screens. You can find us on Pang, Free to Air, GoTV, and StarTimes. I'll leave you with a quote, a random quote from a guy called Jeffrey Chaucer. And he says, "The guilty think all talk is of themselves." Do have a good evening.